What's up, guys? Spaz here. Welcome to my channel. We're going to start something new, something I haven't done before, something a little different. I guess I've kind of done these before, but not to the extent of which I want to take this type of video. But we're going to start doing vlogs, and I've been hesitant to do these because it's a lot of people really don't want to just watch a YouTuber or somebody that makes content just talk about things. I know a lot of people out there that follow certain YouTubers. They just want the content. That's really what they're subscribed for. They want the gameplay, the inner workings of what's going on with them and their channel is kind of, you know, some people like it, some people don't. But I figure with what I want to do with this channel eventually, I do need to start a vlog series so you guys can get to know me a little bit better, get to know what's going on with the channel. It'll be a great place for me to discuss some news, whether that be gaming news or channel news, news revolving around my life, or even something, let's say something happens to somebody in the community and we need to rally together to help them out, then we can talk about that as well. I want to be more open to my viewers than other YouTubers because I see these big name guys and they have this aura about them, right? That they're the big cheese. They're the big deal. And the fact is they're a dude playing a video game. And that's the bottom line. It's just a dude playing a video game. I mean, I don't know about YouTube celebrities per se. I don't get any of that. I'm not even near that realm of celebrity status, I guess, but I just wanted to do this to kind of introduce myself to you guys a little bit more each and every time and kind of keep you updated with what's going on in my life. So in this one, I want to kind of start it out by giving you a background on me. I know I've made videos that have featured some live commentary where I kind of talk about things in my life or what's going on with me, some things about my background. I think I even made a Battlefield 3 video where it was get to know me while I play. But this is a little bit more appropriate, so if anybody's actually looking for that information, they might go to a vlog. And what better way to start it with our current amount of subscribers than give a background information now. So just some background on me. I am in my 20s. I'm not going to give you my exact age. That's kind of some personal information. I am from Colorado. That's where I live now. This weekend is going to be a big weekend for many Coloradans as the Denver Broncos are going to the Super Bowl. I look forward to watching that on Sunday. I love football, right? And I love watching football. But I'm not as emotionally attached as other people. Yeah, I get upset when my team loses, but I think over the last couple of years, I've kind of realized that they're just dudes playing football. That's really what they are. That they're just dudes playing football. And don't get me wrong, they're amazing athletes, they're talented individuals, but I can't get emotionally attached to how a individual performs athletically. He's the one that should have any sort of emotional attachment, if anybody. Not me. So, I mean, if the Broncos do lose, of course, I'll be upset, but it's not going to be like some people that I've met over the years that would, you know, possibly get in a domestic dispute over the whole ordeal. Other things that I know about me, I play a lot of golf. That has been one of my biggest passions growing up. I played competitively. I think I picked up the game around the age of 5 or so, I would say. I started playing competitively when I was 8. I played competitively up until a couple of years ago. That's just really one of my big passions in life. And once the spring and summer months kind of roll around, that's where I'm going to be a lot of the time when I'm not focusing on creating content for this channel. And I apologize if any of these vlogs I kind of ramble. It's a little different, just freewheeling it. And I don't want to script anything because scripting makes you sound fake and kind of like a robot, and that's not what I want to be. Other things about me. Other hobbies and interests outside of golf, obviously video games is my biggest passion. And then, I mean, I don't really watch too much TV. I try not to watch the news because it's, you can't do anything about it, to be honest. I mean, it's good to be informed and everything, and I do pay attention to what's going on in the world, but I don't get, like, just the same as I don't get emotionally attached to sports teams, I don't get emotionally attached to the news, because what can I do about it? I mean, really, what can I do about a horrific story? I mean, it's nice. You should know about these things and everything, but I don't just sit there and hover over a news channel and fret and think the world's coming to an end, that everybody's just an evil person, because if you watch news long enough, it's just too negative for my taste, and I'm already a negative person. I'm sure I've warned off some negativity in some of my videos, and I just don't need the added negativity, so I tune out of news. Other things that I do in my free time, I used to lift quite often. I used to be a big gym rat. And what's funny to talk about that, because this is something I wanted to bring up in this vlog of sorts, is I started working out in high school, and it was largely because I was I got made fun of a lot. I was about 5'4" going into my senior year, end of junior year, I guess you could say, of high school. I was about 5'4", 5'6", and then by the end of high school, I was my height, which is right now I'm about 6'1". So I grew really fast, just hormones all over the place, and I had a growth spurt, but I didn't have any muscle structure to keep up with it. I was playing golf. It wasn't really that big of a deal back then to be working out, but I did get ridiculed a lot about how skinny I was. And I know that sounds lame because I think it's much more difficult for people who are overweight when they get made fun of and bullied. But I did get bullied in a sense as far as being a really skinny person. And that's when I started working out, was in high school, and worked out really, really hard up until about a year ago or so, and I've kind of let myself go. But I was working out because of that, right? And it was this ego-oriented pursuit. It was a self-confidence pursuit. It wasn't anything but that. I mean, I did understand that I was becoming more healthier, but it was I'm gonna be a jacked guy, and I'm gonna try to look like what Calvin Klein says I should look like, or Abercrombie looks like, because that's what people expect and that's what women want. And at one point I had taken it so far that my entire wardrobe was extra large shirts, and I was kind of a meathead. And since then I've kind of fallen off the wagon, and now that I can say that I haven't worked out hard in the last year or stuck with it, I've lost about 20 to 25 pounds in the last year because I have a very, very fast metabolism. If I'm not working out, I'm losing weight or losing strength. It's the thing that I have to make a routine ordeal. And the reason I want to get back into it now, it has nothing to do, well, I don't want to say nothing, because when you do get into shape, you do get a little bit of boost in confidence. And that is always nice to have a little bit more self-confidence, being more comfortable with yourself. But having this last year, I've started to realize that there's so many added benefits of being very active. I feel worse now than I did. I have lower energy levels. My body aches all the time. Not all the time, but I mean my joints every now and then from playing as much golf as I have, or even just sitting down at a computer for long hours at a time. I've noticed that my joints and everything have started to ache, and my muscles hurt every now and then. Digesting is a big deal for me. I don't have the best digestive system, and without physical activity, it definitely becomes worse. So it's this thing that I want to get back into it, just because I miss feeling good. Like I loved that feeling when you walked out of a gym and you're like, God, I really have nothing left to give in terms of physical activity. I'm spent, but there is a kind of, I don't want to say a high because that's such a poor word choice, but there is some just really good feelings and endorphins that are released when you have a really good workout, and just on a day-to-day basis. Yes, I mean, when I was lifting heavy, the muscle soreness really did suck. I mean, doing squats and all sorts of different leg routines, deadlifts, and next day you can't even go to sit down in a chair. That does suck, but when you're not dealing with muscle fatigue, I felt amazing. And at one point I got so obsessed with working out that I think I went like 3.5 months without really any processed foods or any processed carbohydrates, not a lot of sugar, limited fruits, certain types of fruits, lots of protein. I mean, a lot of protein. I was eating about 1 to 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And at the time, I was about 195 pounds. So you can just imagine how much protein I was eating on a day-to-day basis. But that was the best I've ever felt in my entire life, was around the last month of that 3-month period. I just felt so freaking good. And then I fell off that wagon there. And I just know there's a difference, and it's a matter of just doing it, right? Because, I mean, we can talk all day about going and working out, making all these New Year's resolutions about a month ago now, and it's all about action. You just have to do it. You can plan all you want. You can come up with all these schemes for your workout and all this other stuff. It's just do it. So I need to stop making excuses for reasons not to do what I need to do, and one of the things that I need to do is work out more. So that was one of my biggest hobbies. That's pretty much it for background. If you guys have any other general questions to ask, let me know. I think in my other videos I've talked about what I've done in the past. But the reason I started this channel, and this is one of the things I want to talk about in this video, I got to a point in my life where I mean, I've done a lot of things. I've done a lot of different occupations. I've studied various things. I even at one point went back to school to study economics because I do have an interest in things like economics. But one day it dawned on me when I was driving to work. I kind of had this, I don't want to say panic attack because it wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad. And it dawned on me when I was driving to campus one day. This was last year around this time, actually. I decided I was going to go back and finish up and get an economics degree. I didn't finish because of this moment, but I was driving to campus, and it was a commuter school, and I'm on the highway, and I'm stuck in traffic, and it finally dawned on me. I was like, man, where are all these people going, right? Where are all of these people that are stuck in traffic going? And I'm like, well, they're going to work, or they might be going to school like me, or they might be, you know, whatever, but the large majority are going to be going to their occupation. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, what percentage of these people that are stuck in traffic, this shitty traffic, actually enjoy what they do? And that's when I was like, not many, not many at all. And then I started going, do I really enjoy grinding on school and working a part-time job? Is economics and getting into a business environment, or even getting into potentially politics or whatever it might have been with a degree in economics, is that what I really want? If I could say this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, or this is something that I want to do as a potential career, I mean, is that what I want? And it was, no, it isn't. So I started, thinking about, what is it that I love to do? And it's always been either golf or video games. Those have been the two things that I love about life. Is if I'm not playing golf during the summer, I'm usually playing video games. I mean, I do other stuff, but these are my two big passions. And I'm like, I have to do something with one of them. And that was about this time last year, that my roommate and really good friend, really awesome person, started introducing me to a lot of different YouTubers. I mean, I knew of some of the bigger YouTubers. I would watch some of their content every now and then, but then I started getting sent some links to some really interesting people, some really interesting content that they would create. And my roommate's like, man, you should do this. This is something that you should consider. You would probably be good at this. And he kind of planted that in my mind, right? Because at the time I had that, it's kind of a widely held thing that you can't make money on the internet, you can't make money playing video games or talking about it. A lot of people believe that, and don't get me wrong, it is that there is some truth to that statement, but it was kind of that initiating thought that, well, maybe I could do that, but I never acted on it. And then it was this summer I was caddying again, playing quite a bit of golf, and it's just things weren't really where I wanted them. I mean, I was okay with my situation, but I wasn't happy. And I finally decided, I was like, you know what, I'm going to give this a shot. I love video games so much, and I want to try this. This is what I want to do. And since then, that's all I've been focusing on. I do other things every now and then, but I set aside an investment, and I've invested in being able to do this full time since about the end of January, starting in August. I mean, the majority of my content really started coming out in September, I would say. But since then, and that's what I've been doing. And I want to continue to do that. And I made a post on Facebook the other day, and it was in a moment of weakness for me where I was getting very frustrated because I still, it's hard to talk about making money doing this because it's a weird concept, right? But Google hasn't been paying me, and it's partially due to my fault, but they also have a very odd payment schedule, and it's been very difficult these last 6 months to make it financially. Not to say I have a tough life by any means. I would never say that. I am freaking beyond blessed with some of the luxuries I have in my life, but it's been for me very difficult. And I when I found out that I wasn't going to be getting paid for a certain amount of period of time, and I was relying on some of that money to come in from the channel, I freaked out, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. I think I might have to shut down the channel. I might, and moving forward, I want to continue to do this. And there are going to be some hard times. You don't make that much money on the internet. I think we all know that. But I mean, there is potential, right? And that's the way it is. I'm not looking to be the next billionaire or the next millionaire YouTuber. I just want to do this for a living, and I understand that sometimes when you take on a job that isn't as high paying or as risk or as like exempt from risk as other careers, you have to go through a very hard period or a very I don't know what the word is, but you just have to kind of grind, and that's kind of what I feel like I'm in that stage right now for my channel. There's a lot of grinding going on, and don't get me wrong, I mean, I love what I do, and I love making content for you guys, and I love interacting with you guys. I mean, the last couple weeks that I've been talking to people in the Steam group chat, interacting with you guys more and more, I mean, it's been a blast, and it's a blessing to be in a position to have 13,000 subscribers, as small as that might seem to people. But it's been tough. It's been hard for me, because not only did I not know anything really about how to even start a YouTube channel, how to edit videos. I had to teach myself how to use Premiere. I mean, I knew how to use things like Photoshop and other programs, so it wasn't too hard. But learning how to make content, and then just me as a person, I'm a very big, now I don't want to say perfectionist, but I like improvement, because this is going to be my discipline. This is going to be my career. I can tell you that right now. And if I'm not improving, then I'm digressing, and that's the last thing I want to do. But it's been tough to keep my mind on making things that you guys will want to see, when I have a lot of thoughts in the back of my head, like, God, am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to afford to live and do this? Am I going to be able to get to a point where I can have some independency, or whatever it might be? Because right now I am being supported very heavily by people like Shakes who allow me to be roommates with them. I don't have to worry about paying $1,000 apartment rent bill or anything like that. I just have some awesome people around me that have been able to support me. But it's been this question for the last 2 months, especially when I've invested a lot of money into this, not only just my rig, but time, right? I mean, being able to have a set aside amount of money to live off of. But it's just been it's been tough to find a balance between making content and not worrying about all of the money things. And when I made that Facebook post the next day, I kind of regretted making it. But it's true. This isn't easy. This is very hard. And I don't mean to say that like the whole act of it is hard. It's not. I'm a dude playing a video game, right? It's just difficult to try to make this a full-time thing, a career. And that's what that whole Facebook post was about. But moving forward, I mean, I have no intent to close this channel, and a lot of people are like, well, you should have a donate button on your page. People would donate money and I don't want to get to that point. If I'm going to ask for donations, this is going to be for a specific thing. It might be for a specific event, or I might, offer apparel or things like that. But just you guys to donate and not get anything out of it, I would feel wrong to ask that. And then I just don't see myself really donating money to somebody I've really never met, unless I've followed them for a long time, and I just thought it would be weird. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just want to give you some background things, and then I need to talk about one more thing, that if you stuck around through me rambling for 18 minutes and however many seconds now, I got to show you something that a lot of you are going to be upset about, but I got to explain myself before there's just this drastic change. Hold on, I got a baggie of goodies over here. I got all the things. Wait a minute. I'm not going to show you the specific brand because I don't know the legalities of that, but that's shaving cream, and these are razor blades. The beard's got to go. Couple reasons. One, I'm sick of it. I know that sounds bad, but it's just gotten really annoying. It's a pain in the ass to maintain. But on top of that, too, it's gotten to the point where even if I wanted to keep it, I would have to start over because of poor maintenance, laziness, and even diet. A lot of beard growth, from what I've researched, this doesn't sound stupid. It depends on what you're putting into your body, your genetics. If you are, I have very dry skin. I get very dry hair. And the beard is worse. It's a lot more difficult to maintain, and it's gotten to the point where I can't control it, and the hair's very damaged. I'm getting split ends. It's starting to break apart. It's starting to fall out. It's long term. It's not going to survive on its own, anyways. But for me personally, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's like society has this preconceived notion of somebody with a beard that they're kind of lazy, that they're kind of a introvert and everything, but I've started to adopt some of these characteristics that you would associate with somebody with a beard, And I just need a change, guys. I need a boost, something different, and the beard's got to go. I apologize if that's going to upset some of you guys. We might grow it back out in the future. I mean, I'm sure I'm probably going to grow some variation of a beard, but it's not going to get this long unless it's meant for something, because it's just, I'm not predisposed to being able to really maintain a beard like this, and I don't have the capital to invest into products that are like $80 to $100, and believe me, they are out there to constantly condition and all that stuff. So the beard's going. I apologize. I'm not going to film it. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Like some people are going to be like, shave it or keep a mustache. I don't want to do that. It's just going to get hacked off. That's why I'm wearing a hat as well. I'm going to get a haircut, and this thing's coming off, and we're going to start from scratch. But that's it for this video, guys. I appreciate it if you stuck through me with this 20 minutes. Future vlogs will not be this long, but it is the first one, and so I wanted to introduce myself and give you some background as to what's going on with the channel and just kind of introduce the series. But let me know if you guys like this. If it's a total flop and you guys don't want to see this on the channel, I don't have to put it on there. I'm not going to put stuff up that viewers don't want to see, so let me know. Anyways, guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys out there, and every single one of you subs is just awesome. But yeah, first vlog over. Kyoka.